Welcome everybody to the 2023 Mazda CX50. This is an all-new SUV from Mazda. You might think it's based on the CX5, but it's actually based on the CX30, an extended version of that. As you can see, it has similar type of dimensions where it's not that tall and it's got lots of flared arches, so it's really wide, wider than the CX5 and much more aggressive looking as well. Let's see how this all-new crossover from Mazda is. The side profile, as you can see, is so rugged. It's got tons of cladding around it to make sure it's ready when you take it off the road. And the arches, the fenders are so flared, so swelled up. It's actually really wide. You've got all blacked out theme carried on from the front, so there's no chrome. The mirrors are black, the window lines are black, and you've got some nice roof rails which are actually useful. You can actually mount stuff on. You can mount a tent on it, which apparently Mazda say can take up to 3 people's weight. So 3 people can sleep on a tent that is mounted on the roof. The cladding goes on, and you've got this beautiful rims with this car, which is special to this Meridian variant because now they're focusing more on, you know, off-road and lifestyle. So you've got this nice all-terrain tires with these rims which look really good. Again, Mazda knows the simplistic way, and they have taken the simplistic approach really well. Nothing crazy with the lines, but it stands out and it looks really good. The front end, it's a very Mazda design theme that they have carried on from all the other models, but it's slightly tweaked and a bit more aggressive, I would say, for the CX50. There's lots more cladding to make sure that it's ready for the rough stuff, and I really like the whole theme with the cladding and the bumper. It's just the perfect amount. They have not overdone it. The headlights, they have very nice DRLs integrated onto them, and you've got the amber DRLs which are also indicators, which again enhance the appeal of the car. The grille is very nice. It's all blacked out because there is no chrome on this car, since this is the Meridian one, and that is known by the bonnet. There is a little bit of a sticker vinyl work done on the bonnet that says CX50 Meridian to let you know which variant this car is. Again, it stands out on the road, and it's definitely much more cooler than the more mundane looking CX5 or the other SUVs in the Mazda lineup. The rear of the CX50, you can see it carries the same rugged theme and the minimalistic approach that Mazda is so good at. You've got the same cladding with sort of a diffuser look. You've got some fake vents, which I'm not a big fan. I like functional vents, but again, what would be the use of vents in the back for such a car? You've got some very nice sleek taillights, and you've got this one theme of line running across the taillight. You've got some badging to let you know which car it is. So it has CX50, all-wheel drive, Sky Active Turbo. This is the 2.5 turbocharged engine, and it looks really good, especially the the DRLs at night or the taillight. They look really good. The tailgate is really big, and once you open it, you do get access to a very big boot space. You can load lots of stuff. As you can see, I have 2 backpacks, but it can take way much more inside. Now I'm inside the CX50, and it's a very familiar place to be. The AC controls, the steering wheel, the dials look very much similar to other Mazdas. But that's not a bad thing, because I like the minimalistic approach where you have the small AC control, but you have physical buttons for everything: the ventilated seats, the heated steering, and all the AC controls, the temperature dial. The steering wheel is a very familiar place, so it's very sleek, very thin, but you've got all the cruise control, the volume buttons on it, and it's got the aluminium with the leather finish. The touchscreen is again very nice, but it's partially touchscreen, so it only works touchscreen when you're on Apple CarPlay. It does not work otherwise. So if you're in the normal car menu, it does not work. So you have to use this rotary knob, which has some more buttons. So you have the physical volume button as well, and you've got the nice leather wrapped gear lever as well. You've got 2 cup holders, some storage, and you've got a wireless charger here as well, because this does have wireless CarPlay as well, which is a first for any Mazda I've seen so far. You've got a nice split opening cup storage area where you can put stuff. It's pretty deep. You've got the USB port there if you want to charge your phone via a USB port. And again, it's very nice place to be. There's lots of leather, lots of cross stitching of orange with this stand, which I think it's really nice. I'm a big fan of interiors that have this shade, and this is no different, especially with the black piping in the middle with the cross stitching. It's really unique. The same stitching carries onto the door pad, and the same color goes to the door pad as well. It's just the perfect blend of black and this tan color. They've pulled it up so well. The seats are so comfortable. You can do long journeys. the back support, the lumbar support. It's just so many adjustments. You can find the driving position so easily. And yeah, it's just the perfect long distance cruiser where you can go and just spend a lot of time just driving this car. Now I'm in the rear seat, and as you can see, space is not a problem. I've got a lot of knee room, a lot of leg room, a lot of headroom, and a lot of space for, just I can spread and sit. I would say this is a 5-seater. It's better of a 4-seater because the middle transmission hump is really tall, so the fifth passenger won't feel that comfortable. Although there is a headrest, so they are welcome, but they won't be comfortable here for long journeys. The seats are really good. The seats can recline back and forth. Under-thigh support is decent. And yeah, overall the ambience is very bright because there is also a panoramic sunroof. This is actually the first Mazda I've seen with a panoramic sunroof, which is a nice inclusion. Finally, they are on the bandwagon, and it lends in a lot of light. The windows lend in a lot of light, and the overall ambience, because of the color of the interior, feels very bright, feels very positive, and it's a very nice place to be. You've got heated seats for the rear, and you've got 2 charging ports as well. You do have cup holders if you bring down the armrest, and you do have cup holders. Again, I wouldn't mind sitting here for a very long time. Now I'm behind the wheel of the CX50. So let's get the numbers out of the way. This has the very famous Mazda 2.5 liter turbocharged engine that produces 250 horsepower on 95 octane. If you put lower grades of fuel, it will have 230 horsepower. This has all-wheel drive, so it helps the car to go from 0 to 100 in under 7 seconds, which is pretty punchy if you ask me. Let's slot the gear lever to drive and get moving. And you instantly notice that turbo lag is very minimal, and you can get going really quickly up to the speed limits. I'm roughly on a slight or gravel patch because this car does have all-terrain, and this car has been marketed to be an outdoor focused car, so that's why I've been testing it on surfaces like this. And I can say this car is an absolute joy to drive on these surfaces, even on tarmac. So it handles really well on tarmacs, even though these all-terrains are not meant for the tarmac, but it handles really well. And even on this gravel, it's sticking, and the steering feedback is really good. And I'm in normal mode right now. There is a sport mode and an off-road mode which changes the dials. So if I put it into off-road mode, the dials become orange, and if I put it into sport mode, the dials become red. And in sport, it instantly downshifts, it kicks down, and it's ready to pull. Just look at that, just ready to pull. Wow. Even on surfaces like this, you can do crazy speeds. It's almost like Outback Baja level, almost Baja level, not quite there because this is not a dedicated 4x4, but it drives so well. The brakes are good, the steering feel is really good, and you can really just chuck it into play corners like this tight corner. Wow, it's really agile, really nimble. The steering feel is top notch. Honestly, Mazda knows how to make a car handle, and this is no different. Even though this is a crossover, it's supposed to have body roll, there is zero body roll, and it drives so well. I just love the way Mazda tunes the handling of the car. The ride is also so good. I just went over a bump, I hardly felt anything. Top-notch work by Mazda. In conclusion then, the 2023 Mazda CX50. Well, I think it's a very complete package, and I think it's Mazda's best foot forward in the crossover segment. It's got the rugged looks, it's got the engine drivetrain to match, and it's really fun to drive. The ride is really comfortable, it's really spacious, it's got all the modern tech features and amenities. The boot is really big to take all your stuff. What else you need? And it's half decent off the road as well if you do decide to take this in the slushy stuff. At around $50,000 exactly for this Meridian variant, which is the top of the line, I think it's really good value considering what it offers compared to other cars in the segment. If I were in the market to buy a car, I would definitely give this one a really serious thought. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.